Hey, journeyman, journeywomen, this is a hero's journey with Dr. D here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Hey, tonight, you know what it is. You know what it is. We're uh, doing the recap, the update, and the Q&A. And then we start the recap. Generally, the title of the video today, it was a rehash of an old video, but I thought that is pertinent. It was good to replay it for those who have forgotten it and for those who have not heard it. So I'm going to, if you've seen the feature vehicle video, then you know what I'm talking about. It is called Controlling Your Attitude. And to start it off, I have a guest co-host that's going to start off the video. Oh, first of all, I'm going to turn my chat on and let me know if I can be heard. Because if I cannot be heard, I need to adjust some things. Give me a thumbs up in the chat section if I can be heard or not. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. Thumbs up, thumbs up. No thumb? Come on. Give me a thumb, somebody. Give me a thumb, give me a thumb, give me a thumbs up. In the chat, anybody. All right, it don't matter because I know I can be heard. All right, good. All right. Okay, people, we will get. I have a special treat for my recap. No special treat. We're gonna give it up for Serene Justice. She's gonna start off the recap. Oh no, oh no. All right. Come on. You gotta look into it. Come on. Over here. No, you gotta look right here.
Hello, everybody. Let your day be sunny like
No
this.
voice.
Let your day be sunny like the sun and bright like the stars. And do not let it be gloomy. Let it be positive and not negative with a frown. Control your attitude by controlling your emotions. Dear God life.
Thank you. And this is my co-host, Serene Justice. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm trying to give. Come on, where's it at? The applause. What's that? No, cool. His mommy's doing something. All right. Okay. All right. Not slapping. Applause. Sound effects. All right. Thank you. All right. And she gave her 2 bits. Now for the chocolate one with the beard. All right. So I did the recap of the videos I've talked about controlling it. Controlling your attitude. A lot of times we find it difficult at times to control our attitude based on current situation as well as past situations. So sometimes the past situations are tumultuous. Um, Sometimes they're just bad, and sometimes the bad situations they creep into our current state of being, and they creep into our thought life. Sometimes we even confuse the present for the past. And so in lies our attitudes. Our attitude comes based on a precondition, which means a pre-program prior to the current situation. And we don't always know how to handle the situation in the best fashion. And we're not always the best version of ourselves. So when we're not the best version of ourselves, what happens? Attitude, and not a positive one, a negative one, which is based on the negative template of the program that has been engineered within us and that we had no part in the creation of. And that's why attitudes are important. Is a state of mind. And if you can adjust your attitude and change your attitude, you can change how you are perceived and how far you go in life. Okay. And I will put the link in. um, and I am putting a link in tonight. Thank you for the reminder. No link. Link's in. The link's in. Well, did it come up? Yeah, the link's in now. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, so a lot of times we just that attitude we can be perceived some way, and a lot of times we don't realize our attitudes are just as funky as the next person's, because like Michael Jackson said, is that it's about the man in the mirror, and probably the most difficult person to meet and to tend to is really not the enemy outside of yourself. It's the enemy that's in me. And until you face the enemy that's in you, then nobody else really matters. Sometimes we actually address too many things on the outskirts of us, our very existence, or out of our control. But what can be controlled is us. There's some things take a little bit more time to control than others, and some don't. Some are quick, some take a process. But as longer we are on this side, we still have opportunity. We have opportunity to get better, and but it's all a choice. It is all a choice, and we can choose to do right or do wrong or do nothing. Yeah, so it's all a choice. I mean, I have that's my summary. That's my summary pretty much. I think the video I did was, I think I liked the production of the video. It was an old one. I had to recap it. Um, and I think it was succinct enough where it gets to the point, and it talks about altitude, attitude indicators, which are, I use examples of the airplane, and how some things are not about what you see, but just about follow the indicator, looking at the indicator and not being connected with um, your feelings, and not being drawn aside by your emotions, because your emotions can distract you from your goal. But if you keep focused on the indicator, the things that trigger your emotions, then you know how to adjust it, to move it so you can move in the direction you need to go. And I think what happens is that we don't focus on our indicators. We just focus on our emotions, but not our indicators. What's indicating the attitude that just spins you off the roof? What's your indicator? If you can pinpoint your indicator, I'm pretty sure you can control your emotions. Really, you can control your attitude. But like anything, that takes time as a process. But you're not willing to do the work? Yeah, but this whole thing called life is work. You gotta do the work. We want to be better. We gotta do the work. All right. Okay. So that is my that's my summary. And my update is my update is I'm doing a video. I think I made those are more suggestions up there. I still up in question my update as far as the video I'm gonna do next week. I like the one Tito suggested last week. Like so I got to work on that one. I'm pretty sure he's gonna remind me of what he talked about last week, this week. So that's fine. So that's my update. Yeah. Hold up. Hold up. That's my update. Oh, stop. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Okay. Now I'm about to bring. Okay, it's just clapping too much. All right. Now I'm about to open the back room and bring stuff in. All right. You know, your camera is foggy. It's
Is it?
it's fudgy like smudge.
Is that better? Hold on, let me turn on the room light, actual light in this room. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the light. It was the light that was over the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if field's coming on. What? You placed it on this video, therefore it took off. Whatever. All right. Okay. Let me look at this. Renee. I'm trying to play this thing right here. He didn't do right. This, well, forget it.
Hey, I couldn't.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I couldn't get to the link that you sent on the text message earlier today. It wouldn't come up.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an old link.
Yeah. Every time I hit it, I tried to hit it on my phone.
It,
On the text message, I tried typing it into the URL on my computer and it wouldn't come up.
I know why. It's an old link. I just changed the title, but I didn't change the link.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, that would that would explain things.
Operator error.
Operator error. It happens.
All right.
Let me see if come on the you coming on uh yeah, so let me see if Phil looking at the link. I don't know if he's looking at the link or not. Yeah. Oh, do you remember the video?
The attitude one?
Yeah.
When he was talking about the instrument panel of the aircraft?
Right.
That video?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember it.
Okay, good. Then what do you
Nah,
think
I'm
about
just joking.
Because it's a rehash.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember seeing it before? That's what I'm asking.
I don't remember seeing it before, but I
Okay,
did
good.
watch it today.
Yeah, I think it's over a year old. Wow. I was like, wow. So what you think about it?
It was good information. I like the metaphor of using the airplane and the instrument panel and things like that. Um, and I like the part when you said that you have to use that as an indicator for the good and the bad, but because you have to use your indicators in the aircraft when you're flying an aircraft, you have to go by your instruments when you got inclement weather or it's dark, low light situations. Because if you're not paying attention to your instruments, you'll think you're pitching up and you actually pitching down, heading to the ground, and you crash because you really kind of like lose exactly where you at and how how high you up and things like that. So I I definitely, I, I definitely understood that and how you have to, use your tools to balance your life, whether it's bad or good situations. And the airplane thing, well, really hit home because I remember probably about 6, 7 months ago, I got to get on a simulator to fly an aircraft, and it's not as easy as it looks when you trying to take off and land. And you think it's almost kind of like when you're a new driver, you get behind the steering wheel and you think you can just hold the steering wheel straight and the car gonna move straight, but you
Mhm.
have to make fine adjustments. That's how it was on the simulator. And sometimes you make that adjustment, but you made too much. Now you're going into a nosedive, or you pull up too high. Now you're going up and you don't hit a loop. And depending on what type of aircraft, the engines may stall by you pulling up too high or
Right.
nosediving. So I definitely agree with, hey, you got to use your tools. You got to get the tools in your toolbox. You got to be able to recognize things. And I tell you what, recognizing my triggers helped me deal with a lot of things, a lot of stuff in life. Um, and it helps me to be more balanced. Do I get it right all the time? No. But I know when I do recognize and I apply the tools that's in my toolbox, it's a better outcome.
Okay. What do you think about the disorientation, spatial disorientation? The connection of that is with being driven by your emotions, because a lot of times you it's times where panic seems to be in order
Mm-hmm.
based on what you don't see. And if you're not aware of your indicators, you may just go into the ditch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah, most
you
definitely.
because if everything's dark and you can't see, and then how life is sometimes, it's dark and
Yeah.
can you see. Faith is a
Oh yeah,
something hopeful.
especially if you walking by faith, you don't know what's to come. You have to just believe.
Right. Faith is something hopeful and the evidence of things not seen. So
Mhm.
if I'm living, you walk attentively and gingerly, and you just like I'm believing, and you walking careful, but you still can't see. But will
Mhm.
you still walk? And that's the thing. If you can't see, you still walk based on the indicators. And that's when you have to really focus on the indicators and the response the indicators give. Indicators tell you it's like it's rainy, it's snow. Go up, go down, go low. It gives you a it gives you the tools to actually know the direction, but you have to listen and look and
Yeah.
observe.
I do have a question. I understand the indicators. How do you recognize a false indicator? You know how sometimes we can get in our feelings, get in our own heads, and
Because you're in
how do
you, the false indicator is because you're in your feelings.
okay.
They say when you get in your feelings, then it's all false. The
Hmm.
indicator is a real thing. The feelings is all subjective based on maybe a fear of the past or something that you may think is coming on you, but it's not really there. But the indicator is like it is there. It's like we
Uh-huh.
all have is a cornerstone. This is what's happening, and I think the thing is that what happens is that the false indicators is what we kind of get shifted for. We get shifted. But if you start getting disoriented to the false, uh, no, it's like you always go back to the corner when you
Hmm.
get off. I think maybe when you if you was an exercise in the military, he said if you get astray, here's your base. Go back to the base.
Rally point. Rallying
Rally
point.
point. Because I'm going to go back to the rally point. You know what the rally? Just focus on it. You know what the rally point is. You can regroup
Mm-hmm.
because anything can shift you. Anything you shift you, but you think you ain't going too far off. Go back to your base, your cornerstone, and then it's okay. And then you regroup. You get it together. I think it's easier said than done because we have so many different things in life that comes at us. They come at us, and so you gotta. That's when you. I was talking to a guy today, and he was talking about going to Pakistan because he feels like it's the urge and desire to see people starving, and he feels God is leading him there. But everybody in his family, he said you shouldn't go. Everybody in his family shouldn't go. And let me put Renee in. All right, hey, Renee.
Hello, journeyman and journeywomen.
Hello.
Um, uh, so he felt a drive to go to Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
See, but nobody, his friend, best friend, doesn't want to go. He said everybody feel like they're against him, but it's not that they're against him. They're concerned. Want you to leave. They care and they selfish.
It's is he a Middle Eastern background or
He
what?
middle white.
He may want to like talk to the State Department and see what the current climate is
I know.
because it may not turn out very well.
Yeah, but he's dealing with he's stepping cautiously. He just feels like it's a pool. He's talking to four missions in the area. He's contacting with them and trying to get the lay of the land, so to speak. He's
Okay.
not saying I'm going tomorrow.
Okay.
No, yeah, he's not making that hasty move, but he just feels a pull, and no kids, no wife. He's 35.
So
And
it's
he
not
fits,
midlife crisis. It's not a
yeah,
midlife crisis.
right. Not like no debt, no house.
Hmm.
Wow.
So he's
He's a free man, huh?
yeah. So why not? I mean, if he
Mm.
I mean, I say count your steps and listen. I mean, but be methodical with it. Um, and a lot of times people they're concerned for him, right? Because of the climate, he hasn't been there before.
Hmm.
And I get that. Um, but that's why you do your research, you count the pros and the cons, and he feels the pull to help. I think a lot of times sometimes your your destiny is where the need is. If you have a strong desire not to observe the problem, but to be a part of the solution.
Hmm.
Inch by inch is a cinch, but you need to, Kevin, take your inches and make way. I mean, and things open themselves up. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think it's a thing where he has to be cautious of it though as well. But he was excited about going, but not tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
He's excited about going, not tomorrow. So I mean, I heard him, and a lot of people they're knocking him, and a lot of people concerned. I get it. When I left Chicago, people's concerned about me leaving Chicago, but I don't know if necessarily was they concerned about me or were they concerned about themselves. Some people want to see. A lot of people are more concerned about change, but it's more so things not changing. I mean, because if my world is one way and I like it this way,
Mhm.
how dare you leave and do something on your own? You mess up my perception of how it should be. How you better than me? How you can do that and I didn't do it? And I don't think people are malicious in that tent. I think they just people get comfortable. My brother told me one thing. He said he feels like the guy in the grocery store. The manager that's up top, and he watches how individuals come in and out every day, get the same thing, go same aisle, talk to the same people, different seasons, and he just observes. He said that's what he sees. See, and pretty much like Solomon said, nothing's new under the sun. It may change a different outfit, change the scenery. It may change in just culture, but it's nothing's really new under the sun. It just changes. Yeah. So Renee, what you think about the video?
I agree. Attitude. Yeah, I think it does have a great determination of your altitude. Yeah, I mean, I think it was. I agree. It seems like you think a lot of people think that way because you hear people say, but I guess perhaps the difficulty is the application. I think a lot of people know you should have a good attitude, a positive attitude. I guess maybe their question is, how to do that,
Okay.
how to combat. And it's kind of like what you said, not being dominated by your feelings. Sometimes it's not easy, you know.
Mhm.
Feelings are they're feelings. Um, it's easier just to go along with it.
What dictates your feelings?
Hmm.
That's
Probably a number of things I would guess, like your attitude being one, your perception, you know, um, thoughts. Thoughts can create feelings. What you're thinking about and how you're thinking about it. Um, how one person, I don't know if this ever happened to you as younger, how a group of people could be laughing and it has nothing to do with you, but then you might get that thing like, oh, they're laughing at me.
would that would personality play a part of that? Because yeah, I think your personality, like how you were just saying, Renee, if you're an insecure person, someone laughing, you're gonna think they're laughing at you, and they may not. But a person that's secure has a very secure personality, they wouldn't even pay any mind to someone laughing. Oh, that's just a group of guys, having fun or something like that. So would personality be part of that thing that dictates your attitude, how you respond to things emotionally?
Yeah, I could definitely see. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because some personalities are more prone to react to outside stimuli,
Hmm.
and then there's some people more stoic, like you know. So yeah, I would think that would be another thing that creates feelings. So personality, attitude, past experiences.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can
What
see that.
what creates the personality?
Hmm. Isn't that a combination of nature and nurture? And
Yeah.
how you're raised and developed, combined with certain genetic factors, maybe.
Aha, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Let me see that book. Are you on Google?
What?
Are you on
No,
Google that, Renee?
I can't because the phone. See, I'm
Hey,
using my
it's more
phone, so
than
I
the
can.
phone can get on the internet now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, yeah, yeah, you're right.
You can say
I,
Siri.
let me see if I collect. See, can you still see me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can. Oh, you're right. I can collapse and get on Google, but no, that's not what I did though. But okay, yeah.
Yeah, you smooth. I like how you played that off.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you close your mouth now. You like, yeah. I say it like this: we're a combination of three entities: the predisposition, which is genetic track, situations and environments which are developed in childhood, which pretty much your temperament, and then mood, temperament, then personality, and you have some personality traits which are not good. That was based on temperaments and moods, and um, and those kind of develop. I think one they can all synergize, or one can overlap, and they become dominant. And I think it comes times in life that you have to evaluate: is this working for me?
Mhm.
uh, Einstein said doing same thing over and over again, especially expecting different results. That's insanity. And then you 60 years old saying same thing happened over and over again. So when do you really do the self evaluation about how things going for you? I mean, I said in one video talked about the life is like a cassette tape, and but you had no part in the program, the creation of the program. No, you was the tape, and the recording was being downloaded by your parents, your situations, your situation, your environment. Those are a combination. Your parents is the initiative, genetic, and predisposition, and then you got situation, environment, whether it's abuse, rape, whatever, or born in the hood or born upper class. Everything develops who you are in that program, and then that's how you see yourself. And then as you go through life, you realize it's crinkles in the tape. Every time you play it, it doesn't go smooth because nobody wants to be around. So you get crinkles. We all old enough, so we remember cassette tapes. And these, like, man. So what do you do when the tape is messed up? Especially when you bought a good tape. You said, man, I spent too much money. I don't know how they made it, but I spent too much money. So you get a screwdriver, you open that thing up, and you get the tape out, and you say, oh, it's crinkled right here. Let me twist it over and let me smooth it out. There's certain areas that our parents or situations, environments that have crinkled up in our lives that don't articulate to the populace as kosher, as good, and it doesn't give us a good result either. And then there's certain areas in our lives that actually are just jacked up. I mean, just that in the tape, it's not just wrinkled, it's crumpled. So every time you play it, it pretty much jacks up it stalls you from getting further. It You stick it in the cassette player, it just stops. It just stops. And a lot of times our lives are stopping because it's an area that's so jacked up in that tape, that spin of tape, that we can't move any further until we stop, open it up, evaluate what's going on, and go in and cut that part out. Now, even though we cut it out, don't mean the remnant of that video, or the remnant of that experience is gone, because that still makes you who you are. It just means that that part of the experience won't control how your life plays. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Makes
put it,
sense.
you cut that part out, you put it together, and then, oh man, you realize that it plays. Oh, and the other part is you just skipped over and it still works smooth. But you realize something's missing. But it's missing, but it's not forgotten. But it's not forgotten, but it's not the main centerpiece of your current state of being, and doesn't determine how you move forward. And I think we we get stuck in a past program that we had no part of creating, and we don't let the tape. We don't evaluate how the tape is moving and take time to open it up and say, okay, no, that's not good. That's not good. Let's smooth that out. Smooth that. Certain because certain parts not bad. It's just a miscommunication. Some things your father may have said or may have did, and he meant good, but the way he articulated wasn't received
Hmm.
good.
Yeah.
And he said, and then 15 years down the road, he said, Dad, such and such. Man, you know what? Man, I was doing that because that's what my did, and that means I care about you. Huh? I thought you could understand me. No, that's the furthest thing for the truth, man. I was doing that because I loved you and I knew what I went through. And I didn't
Mhm.
want you to go through. But daddy, you beat the living tar out of me. But babe, bro, I didn't. Yeah, that's you didn't get beat harder. I got beat.
You had to pick your own switch.
Yeah, you had to pick those. Yeah, you had to pick your own switch and strip it out and take a shower like I did. I mean, yeah, yeah. So I said I thought I was doing you a benefit, but you came out all right. Yeah, but that the internal stuff that I dealt with, thinking that I was in love. He said, man, I never knew that. Those are the things that you can ignore, and that if addressed, it can just be smoothed out. You won't forget, but you have an understanding. Perfect example. Tyler Perry's father, he living tar out of him. um, but after he forgave him, you got a better understanding of what his father went through. He said, "Man, I get it." But his father went through. Then he's like, "That's okay. That's all he knew." Now, because he forgave and he crinkled it and then he processed it out and smoothed it out with time and communication and understanding, then he got a better grip on what he was dealing with. And okay, I see. Better understanding. So it it kind of whipped the forgiveness and whipped the active participation in the process. You get an understanding that really, and then you become the realization that my misery can actually minister to somebody else. What I went through wasn't for me;
Mhm.
it's for somebody else. Because maybe the next person could. My brother couldn't go through what I went through, but I guess God knew what I can bear. Lord, why me? Then God said, why Jesus? Right? Yeah, so we all got a story. It's how you tell it. And you can always look at the bright side of anything. Like you can be in war and say why everybody else got to get killed, but not me. I want to go with my brothers, and maybe it's a story you have to tell, and to help other people get through it as you
Well,
go through it.
well, that's go back to is the glass half empty or is the glass half
Yeah.
full type of attitude.
Right. It is. It's a perception of it all,
Hmm.
and you have to look at it. Is your glass? So, is however you choose to see it. However, however you choose to see it is how it will be.
Mm.
And how it would be. Okay, let me see. Phil just refused to talk audio. He said his hair's too gray. I
His
don't have
hat
no.
is gray.
Yeah, so you don't want to show
Tell
his
him
hair.
Miss Clairol.
Yeah, I know. Or Ben what's it called? Ben something.
They got some dye for men too. I don't know. I can't think of the name of it. If my wife were walking in here, she'll probably tell me because she always trying to get me to dye my hair.
Hey, it's a sign of wisdom.
Yes, yes, yes,
I tell her
Yeah.
it's
yes.
the way the light reflect off of my hair. That's not gray.
All right, so
Hey,
let me see
men are
what.
like wine. We get better with time.
Come
That's
on,
right.
somebody. Uh, what Phil saying? Let me see. Chat. Phil said, Doc, did you answer the question about how to change your attitude or adjust your attitude to win the good race when things around you are falling apart? What y'all think?
I think that the only way you can adjust your attitude is adjust your mindset. If you don't start with that, So it's kind of like an individual choice. That's my opinion, because you have to change what you are thinking in order to, and how you think and how you process information in order to deal with adversity. That's I say that because of my personal experience. It was when I decided to shift my mindset and to think differently and to understand differently and really like dig, like the like when we was talking about weeds and removing the weeds. When I learned how to deal with the weeds and changing my mindset and understanding, that all weeds, how we discovered, are not necessarily bad, but they can kind of cause a growth or cause you to do things differently. And I think in order to run a good race when you're dealing with adversity or everything seems to be chaotic, you got to have the mindset that to stay the course and try to think clearly and push through it and say, hey, everything's gonna, and believe that everything's gonna be okay, be all right, and you continue marching on and doing the right things that you're supposed to be doing. I think it's that kind of thing. I don't think it's a necessary like a correct recipe, because all situation and all people kind of react different to things. But I think it all start with how you perceive things, your mindset, your perception of what's going on. And if we get an understanding, I think we can deal with things better. It's like when I was in the military and I deploy. I used to tell my wife, don't hold back information. If it's something bad or something going on, something was wrong, don't hold it back. I still want to be a part of what's going on. Even though I can be in Iraq, I can be anywhere, Afghanistan, but I still want to go know what's going on when I speak to you on the phone or an email or whatever, however we communicate at that time, to to know what's really going on. And I'm really wasn't concerned about the situation that I am, but as a man, a father, a husband, I was concerned about what's going on at my house. But I had to have the mindset to say, okay, everything's gonna be all right, and trust that, you know, that the people I have in my life are gonna make the correct decisions about what's going on.
Mm. That makes good sense. Yeah.
Oh, I got a hand clap.
That's right. Yes, I agree. I agree. Quiet, y'all. Quiet.
What's in the cup tonight?
Ain't got nothing in the cup.
Oh, you drunk the cup. That's why we had
What's in that bottle?
this water.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't want to do advertisement. I told the label off of it.
So it's forever
You-
clear.
It's clear. It's H2O.
Okay, that was good. What is he? Dr. Don, I wish I could go back in time and call the Department of Family Service on my grandma. Those weapons were not out of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. You probably deserved them. Back in the day, they would say that, maybe this whipping wasn't fair for this time, but this is for the ones I didn't catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Why did you do that this time? Yeah, but what about the other times? You may not think I don't see it, but God sees everything you do. You reap what you sow. Yeah, you sow on these twigs and twitches. Let me see. What else? Phil said that was a good answer. Okay. Phil like he said that was a good answer.
Can I get another hand clap? Applause.
Yeah, that was light. He said that was light one of them said. That's Phil clapping. Everybody else left. Yeah, left. He said you was talking too long. Let's see, all right, Phil, what else you got? Since you ain't coming on. I told you all you gotta do is cut the thing on and and put your bobbleheads up. Nobody care about your gray hair. You want to see the bobbleheads. We ain't seen the bobbleheads in a long time.
Yeah,
How you do that? How you do that?
What you mean?
Put up bobbleheads.
Well, he has Bill has a whole collection of bobbleheads, and instead of showing his face, he had the bobbleheads up there.
Oh, so it's not in the camera. He literally has bobbleheads.
Yeah, he literally has bobbleheads up there.
Okay.
And they funny. He have them dancing and everything.
Wow.
Paula doesn't feel good tonight. She told me something. She doesn't feel good. Oh, I think she had sick. She's sick or something. She thinks she had to get another shot.
Oh, Paul. Oh, you said Paul. Okay, yeah. That's right,
Yeah. If you ask where's Paula? Where's Paula? Yeah, I think that the attitude thing was I think it's good because a lot of people are not aware they have attitudes, or some people just caught up on themselves, and they're not reflective about how people respond to them, and that's somewhat narcissistic to a certain point of view when you think you're always right and everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong, not somebody, but everybody. If they don't agree with you.
So I can tell my family, my parents, they was narcissists because they was always right in their house growing up.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Nah, even today, I still feel my parents.
It's like yeah, good luck with that. Is it? What you say? Come a little closer. What you say? That let me see. Let me see. Say come a little closer. Then I just feel that some stuff you did was just narcissistic. What does that mean? Well, it just means that you wasn't doing stuff. And then he'll just come just a little bit closer. See, maybe I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you right. Yeah, you hear me right? I'm trying to get something. This is gonna be funny. He said, and you get a big slap, and he's like, oh. You get a big slap and filter. I can't get this thing right. I'm gonna get it one day. Whatever.
But everything can be improved upon. Everything, right?
Yeah.
So let's be truthful. Some of that stuff, honestly, they did go a little too far. I mean, I got whipped with anything that wasn't fastened down. Slippers, broomstick,
Slippers don't hurt.
switch,
Whatever convenient.
whatever was convenient, extension cords. But yeah, so and yeah, maybe I did deserve it, but some of it was a little bit. So I think, like my old pastor said, he had 5 daughters, Pastor Jackson, and he said he would have a conversation before and after. He'd make them lay on the bed, and he would talk to them about how much. He said he would only discipline them with the same paddle. So everybody in the house is 5 daughters. This is for discipline. He'd make them lie on the bed, and he said, so how much he said, how much you think you should get? And he said his youngest daughter owes me like none. He'd be like, well, no, then I'm going to give you 10 if you say none. So then he would, and he told us, he said, never discipline your children when you're angry because you might do it wrong. Just kind of send them to their room, calm down first.
Then when they go to sleep.
But see,
Nah,
that's
that's not
no, because then
biblical.
that
That's
terrifies
not
her and it
biblical.
gives her nightmares and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, and I think we could do. We could do. Now we do need to do it. Now this other extreme of people doing nothing, no, and time out and stuff like that. No, the Bible is clear. If you beat your child, you will save his soul from hell. But at the same token, some of our, at least in my case, they went a little too far.
They're trying to slap
Well,
the hell out of you.
well, I understand what you're saying. I do believe in if you spat a rod, you do spoil a child. And I am thankful that I had the type of parents that would discipline me because it gave me discipline today. Because if I didn't have a parent that disciplined me, I could be in a different situation right now. What could have went down the wrong, I wasn't a perfect child, but it could have been worse.
Hmm.
And and what I noticed throughout life, when you had the type of parents or loved one, grandparents, however, whoever raised you, and they discipline you because you was out of character or you was doing the wrong thing or they are trying to correct you, these are the people later on in life as you achieve some success that you don't thank the person that was always nice all the time. You think about them, but you don't thank them for your success because it was the people that help you go on that straight and narrow that you contribute your success to. It's like that English teacher that you hated in high school or college. Like these daggone papers. You got to write these essay papers, and then you like, man, this freaking sucks. But then later on, as you successful, and then that trait you use that trait, you're very thankful that you did have somebody that taught you how to research, how to write, how to comprehend, how to write instruction. Just these different things in life. It can be anything. You tend to go back and thank that person for the success. And I know sometimes I used to think that my dad sometimes can be the meanest person in the world, but it was after I had a family, and I had a family for a few years, that I appreciated what my dad taught me. Yes, I do some things differently, but I do appreciate the effort of him doing, because I mean, when you really, we don't always all get it right. Only thing, like, I can't remember, one of you guys said it, we improve on what we learn. As parents, we do things a little different. We do a lot of things like our parents, but then we do some things differently with our kids. Some things that we thought was extreme, we tend not to do that with our kids. And I just think after a while, it just trickle on down where, generations upon generation, that it gets better. And
Right.
I think we end up being, by the time it get on down the road, we have much smarter, more disciplined kids, and we have better ways to approach situations. Throughout the years, I have got better at some things, but some things I got better at because I start to understand myself a little bit more. Also, the more I understand me, the better I can deal with my kids in their situation, because
Right.
now I'm listening for understanding, not just about what I see, because I want to know why you did something, and because I want to know, did you understand that this was wrong, or did you know and you just did it anyway? So now here come that house shoe. You know what I'm saying? If you
What
did,
what did it say?
it,
Come close to that.
yeah,
Right
if
there.
it was one of them things you didn't realize that it was wrong. If it was one of them things, now we can talk about it. That's a teaching moment. It becomes hey babe, right here. I'm sorry, my wife walked in here.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but now you can look at it as a teaching moment. If after talking to them and listening for understanding, you realize, hey, they really didn't see what they was doing as wrong. Then you get them to understand, and then they see it, And then now, hopefully, they don't do it anymore. But if they do it again, now you know it's time to choke them out.
Yep. Uh, smack
Yeah.
him again.
Yeah, well, I'm probably not gonna do any of the things. Well, no, I'll take it back. Some, but a lot of stuff that my parent, I'm not gonna do.
You gonna
Not
hire
gonna
somebody
do
to do it?
that. No, I'm, I'm gonna do it, but I'll be balanced about it.
He
You
always the
know,
good guy in his house.
Yeah.
well, I'm not gonna just hit you with any and everything. You know,
Well,
like
I agree. I agree with that.
there's gonna be a specific tool for discipline. So slippers, extension cord, no, all that stuff. No, we're not doing all of that. Just
But
maybe a
get
belt. I
toward the
don't know.
center. I want to see half your face.
You do? I see my
Yeah.
full face.
Not you. They said Tito.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you
I
did say
heard to the
Tito.
side.
Okay.
What's
That's
that?
better.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I understand that, Renee. What I do, well, I only got one small one left in the house. What I do is my preferred method is spank you with open hand on your behind or a belt, and I'm going for your behind. And I would tell my child, well, you about to get a spanking. I'm gonna hit you. If you move and you get hit anywhere, if you move, you get hit anywhere else except your behind. That's on you because I'm going for the behind. Because I don't believe in abuse, but I do believe in discipline. And when
Yeah.
I hit my child, I don't hit them with I'm trying to hurt them, as in physically. I'm trying to hurt their feelings, but they won't do it again. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But we did running and run outside, hide under the bed, grab the belt. Yeah.
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 My father say, all right. He suck his teeth. He just smile. I was one that said, I want to look and say, what's so funny? I never did though. I never did. He smiled. And he said, lay across the bed. Lay across the bed. He said, now if you put your hand down, hit your hand. So it's best not to put your hand there. Just lay there. Pow! Yeah. I became Circus Soleil. I was doing double nose and flips. And it's like, this is gonna be a moving target today. It's too hard for me to be still. No. I flip and toss it wherever I land on, I'm hit. It's okay. I was good with it.
Hey, the Bible says if you beat your child, you'll save his soul from hell.
You know, say spare the rust for the child.
No. There's a pat in the King James version. It says if you beat your child, you'll save his soul from hell. They use the word beat.
Go ahead and say what scripture that is.
Oh yeah.
What book and what to call it? Because there's gonna be somebody in court tomorrow. They might need that for their.
Let me see.
You know you frozen like a madman, right? You like,
Oh really?
yeah.
Oh, because I switched to the
What's the
I'm
candy?
freezing.
What's the candy?
I remember. Let me see. I'm unfreezing the mention.
You gonna say, here's Johnny.
Oh, here it is. It's Proverbs 23, 13, and 14.
Proverbs 23.
Verse 13. The New King James Version. Let me go back to where I was.
I haven't had one of my Bibles in here, man.
Oh, it did freeze, kind of looking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see
Here's
it?
Johnny. Here's Johnny.
I froze again, didn't I?
You know what the bad part is? I don't have my glasses with me on my desk.
I gotta order some.
Oh, you
just
know
do,
what?
just
I
do
can
like
pull
this.
it up on my phone. I can see it better on my
Just
phone.
So,
you do like this.
so
Nah, you can zoom in and out on your phone when it's
Okay.
okay. Proverbs
is it
23. 13. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
dun, 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 dun. So that is our religious. It is our religious right to beat our children.
I want to see you on Judge Judy with that defense.
No, Dr. Phil doesn't agree with that.
Well, Dr. Phil, it's like this one guy said. He said, we think we're so smart. The Bible and wise men have said certain things for thousands of years, but we think we know better.
That's
Now,
right.
yeah. Now remember, it didn't say if you abuse your child.
Yeah.
It said if you
Just
beat
beat
your
it.
child.
Beat.
Right. So it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you abuse them,
And
but yeah.
and 14 actually says what Renee said. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shall deliver his soul from hell.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Proverbs 23:14 now.
So you
sound
see? You don't
sound
want
like
your kid to go to hell, do you?
it sounded like the guy from the Prophet Jackson. Just
Prophet
beat it.
Hey,
Just
if,
beat it. Won't you come
hey,
on now?
if anybody need a defense, you got to go to family court. There you go. Proverbs 23:13 through 15, baby.
Ah, beat your children. We need some
Wow.
more of that. These young people these days, they
They'll call
behave like they
DSS
don't
on you.
never get beat.
They'll call DSS on you.
I wish a child of mine would call this. I would pay them child support to take the child.
Actually, I have a family member that did that. His daughter came. She called DSS because altercation with the mother. The mother slapped because she stepped to her mother and slapped her. And she called DSS and they came. The cops came. She said, hold up, let me get the bag. Take her. Let me know where I need to come sign her. Let me know. I need to sign over rights. Yeah. And she went to the courthouse. She went to the police station to sign. And the please, mama, please. She begged.
Mhm.
She had to follow. She had to follow through. She said, oh no, because she was shocked. She said, oh, yeah. You go take her. Do I need to give her up? No problem. You call? Oh, you call. That means you want to go with her. All right, go.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah. If you call, that means you calling for a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't call Uber. You called the cops.
And I
Wow.
feel like I'd gladly pay you child support to take them if they want to go.
Yeah.
If you want to call on me.
Take out my taxes. Yeah, you want me to sign rights over? Yeah. Yeah, 15. It was still the deadline, huh? Okay. Sign them off. Oh, you grown. Yeah. Yeah, so that's and the kids know. I worked group homes. The kids know all the laws. You can't do this, you can't do that. And you can't do a lot, you can't do a lot of different things. And so Tito, what was that topic that you want me to address last week? Trying to do some research on it.
I forgot what it was. You don't have the messages. I'm trying to remember. Lord have mercy. My memory go week to week.
Ginkgo Biloba. Ginkgo Biloba.
Let me see if I can pull last week chat. Okay.
It had something to do with how you cook chitterlings.
Nah, not me. I don't do the
That wasn't
it. I don't remember. If I think of it, I text to you. I don't remember exactly, but it kind of had to do with what we was talking about. Lord have mercy. I might have to start taking notes.
Oh man, my phone. I gotta plug my phone in.
Hey Renee, you and your phone making me dizzy, man.
Well,
Y'all
all the
spinning.
movement.
Yeah, all the movement.
I'm in a rotating chair.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
plug my phone in.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but if it comes to my memory, I will text it to you. But I should have wrote it down when I typed it
I
because
forgot
I
what it
got
was.
everything else on my desk except that. Did you edit all the everything out of last week chat?
No, I think it. I don't know if it. I didn't edit. I didn't edit none of that out. However, when I played it again, it don't seem to come back up.
It
When I
don't show
put
the comments.
I edited the same one. I didn't rehash it. I just yeah. Wait.
See,
No, I
because
just cut.
I was typing comments. I didn't come online last week. Last
Yeah,
week and the week before, everything was typed that I did. So I thought it would be in the the conversation.
I thought so too. Have you looked at any other ones? I don't think the comments remain. I think hmm.
Huh. So I'm guessing the comments during the chat, during the live chat, it's not like the comments like you would post on a YouTube video. Then
Right. They're not. They come up on the side. But I have seen them come up the next day. It's just I don't see them continuously. I looked for the ones last week because I didn't. Sometimes I'll download the whole video and edit parts of it. But last week, all I did is take pieces out. I took
maybe
pieces.
you edited it out when you took the pieces out because it was towards the end when we gave the suggestions. It was like 10-15 minutes towards the end. Maybe that's just a window. About 15 minutes to the
Yeah,
end.
but none of the chat was remaining.
Oh.
Yeah, none of the chat was remaining. Maybe I can send a message to YouTube. I don't know and ask. None of the chat was remaining, and I don't know. I double check that because last week I have done where I've downloaded and uploaded a whole new edited version, but this time I just went into the and edited and took pieces out to make it smooth better. I still have to learn how to beep out Paula, but other than that,
What'd you say?
your face is like you don't like that, Renee. You all frozen. Like
I don't think he heard you.
I still have it. Uh, the
Oh,
the
did
color.
unfreeze now? Oh, now it's unfrozen. Okay, I got
Okay,
it.
Yeah,
I
you
still have it.
definitely unfrozen now, brother.
I haven't
Yeah,
learned how.
I went now. I went to your page to pull up the video, see if it still had comments on it from the last time. And yeah, I didn't see any.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look. have to YouTube and see if there's any. Um, now I have to find out how to it's things I guess you could edit some of it like the colorful language. But I still haven't learned how to edit Paula.
Mm.
You know.
Hmm.
I mean, it's all right with me, but if I can't have my
That's gonna be a whole lot of editing.
You see, you had my co-host come on in the very beginning, and I said we can look at it later. I know Paula will come on.
Oh, you know what? It should be. You know how I think you threw it up. So it's probably on the video if you didn't edit it out, because a lot of times what we were saying, depending on what it is, if you said it was good, you will post it for everybody to see what was said. So it's probably in watching. If we watch the video, we'll probably find it.
Oh, but my transcript. I know it's in the transcript. Yeah, but the transcript or the transcript.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's in the I know it's in the I'll look at the transcript.
Okay.
I can transcribe all the videos. Hey, like you're a lazy river. You just moving.
I
No, I'm
told you,
trying
making
to.
me dizzy in that chair.
No, it's because so I had to plug the phone in. The plug is on the bottom,
Like
so I
we have some
can't.
like we have some psychedelics. I mean, we don't do
And it
shrooms.
and it won't switch. Like when I put the phone the other way, it won't switch it. See, this is sideways. This is right side up, but the cord is on the bottom. I guess I just hold it with my hand then.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I look at the transcript, y'all.
Hold up.
It,
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
any suggestions on Renee for video topics?
Well, I mean, the ones you've been doing so far have been fine. Uh,
Hence the word did.
ah,
But
yeah.
you know what was good about this one that you just did? That's old.
Mm-hmm.
With changing your attitude. It's amazing how it lines up with the weeds, removing the weeds out your life. I mean, when you think about it, it all ties in together.
Yeah, because the person with the weed could be a byproduct of the attitude. The byproduct of the attitude is the negative aspect which is the weed. The attitude is the negative weed of the individual that's toxic around your aura. That affects other parts of your life. And you around like if you're around negative attitude, you're around a weed. You're around slip rocks. Somebody's always rousy, woo woo, and they're
Mhm.
always pessimistic about everything. And so, but how do you deal with that? The weed carefully, because you care about the weed, and the weed, and you don't care about the weed, but you care about the grass that you planted around the weed,
Mhm.
and so you care about that. Then you need to observe and know how to act accordingly, because every life is precious. I
Yes.
mean, yeah, either I don't like them, but still, it's still the quality in that it's still worth saving. You ain't the savior, but don't mean that it is any less precious. 'Cause a lot of people act out of the pain that they feel, and sometimes people don't know how to articulate that pain, so they lash, and then they become the repellent repellent for other people that's trying to get close to them. But
Mhm.
it's just that one person that may be able to chink their armor, that may be able to give that person a spark of hope. When everybody else
Mhm.
say no, they're funky attitude, they don't want nobody. No, not that they don't want nobody. They just hurt. Hurt people tend to hurt others because they just lash it out because of pain.
Mhm.
And as long as they can keep it at bay, then they don't let nobody in. If they let somebody in, there's a lot of people are concerned about being hurt again. A lot of people are hermits. They stay to themselves and they got a whole bunch of cats and dogs. Because we all know, well, cats not the loyalists, but dogs are unconditional. Cats get horny, they just leave. Meow, meow, meow. Where's Princess? Princess found Boo. Meow. And she just leave. That's the sound they make when they eat. Meow.
That's crazy.
but
crazy.
dogs be on the corner. I've seen people on the corner with the brown sign with pit bulls that look better than they did. I
Mm.
saw one person on the corner. The pit bull had shoes on. I ain't lying.
Wow.
The dog looked better than they did.
Wow.
I I thought the dog was like, I got you. You know, you don't have to ask for no money. I hook you up. The dog had shoes on. I thought the dog said you can live with me.
Wow.
Wow.
Because the dog really looked the real good looking dog. I said, those dogs look good. But the dog's all beside right beside the person. Never leave the person. Unconditional love. I think a lot of times that's what people really want. But and they get in situations they think they're gonna get it, and then they get hurt, and then they push off. Dogs get beat, and they still come back. They get slapped, left, and they still come back. That's unconditional. And some people say,
Mm.
if I'm still bad to you, will you still be good to me? Yeah, it's interesting. The dynamic is so. Yeah, so the attitude. I think you good point, Tito. It's like the weeds do connect. I believe all my stuff will be centered around, and I think they have the last probably 2 months centered around emotional well being and regulation of emotions. Because I think a lot of people just stuck in standstills because they don't know how to regulate their emotions and they live in their past
I
and they don't
agree.
take time to create a future and realize where the
Mm.
time is gone because they haven't invested in their future by spending time creating it. They live in somebody else's future that they designed for them, but they haven't took time to just to get to themselves. And I know I say it, but it's easier said than done. Because I often got to say, okay, now I need to be on this or plan for tomorrow or write the goals so I can shoot for it. Because not things, even if you get off your goals, if you got your goals, you can always go back. Remember we talked about before Renee came on. We talked about having your rally point.
Yeah, your rally point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your goals is a rally point. If you have goals, you have something to rally back to. But if you don't have goals, you go wherever the wind goes. Daddy, I need this. Baby, I need this. Such I need this. And you're always moving. Your boss needs you. Your kids need you. Your wife needs you. But what are you doing for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have a rally point, you ain't doing nothing for you. You're doing something for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you living your
Mm.
life for them. And we do to a certain extent. But what part of our life are we meant to leave, other than money? What part of our life are we meant to leave as a legacy of while we was here? What type of imprint will we leave? And I don't care what it is. It could be the Martin Luther King said, like we talked about, it's like he said, if you are a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper. I don't do a good interpretation, impersonation. But you don't but be the best at what you do. And it's like, yeah, like you told me about Renee said he had a friend's a plumber. And he been doing it like 30 years. He said, yeah, man, I did this. He be excited. he break down, yeah, I did this. And, ooh, this is a mess, but I really got into that. And this one, it's like 3 or 4 toilets. But he was but he was excited about it. He can teach it. And
Yeah.
what can you do well enough so you can that you can teach?
Yeah. He had passion for it.
Right. And in that passion, there's always a lesson. It may not and, and a lesson it may not necessarily just be just the plumbing. It's the process in the plumbing. And you can teach principles in anything.
I I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I can see it. I I enjoy my work because I get to use my be physical, but it's also intellectual because I'm always reading. I'm reading blueprints. I'm reading diagrams, schematics, and things like that. And and technical publications in order to to do things because it's I'm dealing with aircraft pieces, so it has to be it has to be by the book. It has to meet the specs. Certain things, it has to be a certain type of metal. It has to be a certain type of fastener or screw. It had to be torqued to a certain torque spec. You know,
Right.
so I that kind of like I love that aspect because it's kind of like a challenge. It's kind of like, okay, I get to read, but also I'm not just sitting behind a desk all day or in a chair all day, being mentally drained. When they start to get mentally draining, I can go grab something, start turning some wrenches or cutting some wires or doing something that's physical that takes my mind where it
Right.
takes away that mental portion of being stressed. Um, and it's kind of like an exercise. When I get
Yeah.
to go turn a wrench, it's a it's an exercise for me.
Yeah. Mind
Uh,
body connection. I think
right?
I'm gonna do emphasis on that because as a man thinketh, so is he. Right. And but your mind and your body do connect. Even like it's like sometimes it's a principle that you can get up in the morning, do jumping jacks. Why? So you get your body to move, get the blood to flowing, and get the blood in your brain, the dopamine levels increase, your mind and body connection. Um, yeah, so I get it. So you definitely like that better than the other gig that you had.
Oh yeah, sitting behind the desk all day, looking at
Yeah,
numbers, looking at this. Then I'm going home and I'm what you call it, thinking about it, like what paperwork I left on my desk the night before, the day before.
Wow. Right.
Or,
yeah.
what patient gonna call me today and cuss me out about their bill?
He said,
Telling me I'm trying to take their money. No, your insurance company saying this is what you owe us.
he
So
said,
your old job was insurance.
I did medical billing and coding.
Okay, okay. And what do you do now?
I work on. I'm an artisan. I work on aircraft.
Oh,
Not
aircraft. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
not just
awesome.
one. It's multiple platforms. I work on
Oh,
it.
yeah, but
okay.
he processed those those building claims like they customer. He said, simplify.
Hey,
What?
it'd be like, well, I'm calling to let you know that you have, like, say they got it because I worked at a GI doctor, and say you got a colonoscopy, and if it's not for prevented, insurance will pay 9 times out of 10 for prevented things. The insurance will pay for this
Right,
procedure. You meet the age criteria, and then these different things. It's 100 once a year. You can have
right,
one for free. But if it's diagnostic, you have to pay your deductible. So depending on your insurance company, I may have to tell you that, hey, your patient responsibility is $700. Now here's the cursing, getting cursed out. Like, yo, I didn't sign for your health insurance, what company you sign with and what you pay. I have nothing to do with that. That's between you and your insurance company. Your insurance company say your deductible is this. This is what I must charge you because if we charge if the allowable is $1,300 and your insurance company say you got to pay seven, guess what? If you don't pay that seven, that means we only got $600. We $700 short, and we can't do that for every patient, or we won't be in business.
right,
Mm,
right.
okay.
So that's a perfect note to wrap it up. Attitudes. You have to have, some people catch an attitude, and some people express their attitude, but it's not what people do to you, it's how you respond. And it took everything in Tito's being not to go hoo-ah.
Hoorah. I don't know why you keep trying to give me army terms, but hoorah.
Hoorah. It's hoorah,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, not to
Gotta
go
put a little
hoorah.
bass in there. Hoorah.
Hoorah. And get his boys come over there and say, I'll tell you what, I got cuss for you, but you didn't do that because it's how you respond. I mean, attitude is a state of mind, a disposition, is how you respond to different things. And when you learn from the previous situation, then you know how to act in the current situation. So you can control your attitude if you learn how to control your thoughts. And that I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't take time to do not brain management, but mind management is a difference. That may be a
Yeah,
video.
I agree.
That may be a video. So on that note, before I get sleepy, and as the look of Renee's eyes, was
My
he's
my eyes my eyes always look like this though. I just have small eyes. You should, my eyes always look like this. I can't open for me to open my. This is me opening my eye. That's not natural.
you can
Nah,
get
keep
some.
your eyes low, brother. Keep your eyes low. You good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just this
some,
is not my eyes always look like this.
yeah. Maybe get some of those glasses that amplify.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I see good though. I see really good. I have good peripheral vision. All of it.
Renee,
It's just the way my eyes are made.
Renee, Renee, like sometimes like you like you about to
Oh.
fall. Like you like and these don't like sometimes when they about to.
No, this is my
Oh
normal
my!
eyes.
Yeah,
This is me. This is my eyes closed. Do they
yeah.
look closed?
I
We
think that's
can't tell
how.
if your
This
eyes
is my
closed
eyes
or not
open.
because your
Yeah,
normal
that's what I'm
eyes look
saying. This is my
closed.
eyes closed. This is my eyes open. See?
Mm.
Yeah, I think I saw this like this.
Hey,
Oh, not yeah. Now if
it
I do
was
that, then okay. Well, yeah, that's different. If I do like that, yeah.
when you had your eyes closed and open. I can't tell the difference. It's like it's your
Yeah,
same face.
yeah. I've been
It's
hearing that.
nothing
I've been
changed.
I've been hearing that since I was a kid. Yeah,
Wake up!
yeah.
I'm
I've been
not
hearing that
asleep.
stuff. When I was 12 years old, the manager pulled me over and said, "Hey, Renee, can I talk to you for a minute?" I was 12. I still remember. She's like, "So, are you nice right now?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Then she did the weed smoking thing. She said, you've been. I was like, "No, I'm 12 years old. I don't smoke no man. What do you?" Yeah. Ah, I have small eyes. That means I'm very generous.
Google. The, the small eyes be very generous. Life in the pit of hell. What? See?
It's according to my definition. Small eyes be generous. I didn't say it was universal.
That just means the sun is always setting. That's all.
Ah.
all right, all right, fellas. I'm looking at the transcript and try to find that what Tito said. He can't all that time we see don't remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at the video and see if it popped up or something, or think about it, maybe I sleep on it. I may wake up in the middle of the night, be like, oh, this is what it was. But I
That's
won't
it.
Then
text
text
you
it
that.
to you.
Hopefully, I will have the
Then text it to
discipline to
yourself.
write it down.
Or just text it to yourself.
No, if I'm gonna text him.
Oh, well, I was just saying just to help you remind it.
No, I'm
Okay,
gonna
or you
call
can just
you.
write it down. You can just write it down.
These
I'm
eyes are
gonna
closed in.
call. I'm gonna call you, and it's gonna be that original State Farm commercial. Jake, this be like this. What you got on, Jake? Khakis.
What are you wearing? See, this is Jay. Sure it is. Hey, how you doing? That's a funny commercial.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I'm doing my ending and oh okay. This is my plea. Please comment in the comment section so we can increase the algorithm.
I don't know. I commented last week, and you can't find it.
No, that was in the chat. That wasn't in the comment
Hey,
section.
yo, you know how hard it is to keep my hands on the home row keys?
Hmm?
Y'all didn't type that out. Y'all don't know how to type. So when I say home row
Oh.
keys,
Yeah, I type with two of these.
you pick. That's not typing.
Yeah, I type real fast. Just like that. I
I
use
can
do
actually
two of
type
these.
like 70 words per minute or something crazy.
70 words per minute.
And word minute.
Yeah.
Holy moly, Batman.
And I used to be able to type more than that.
You're the secretary.
Hey, I had to learn.
He had a Glock in one hand and a keyboard in the other.
No,
Hey,
he was a stationary engineer.
Hey, you can't sit behind a desk in a doctor's office and think you want to pick all that stuff out.
Yeah, that'd be a whole lot of pecking. Your finger would cramp up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you say a stationary engineer?
Yeah, he's a stationary engineer.
Okay. We're going to end with a prayer. Proverbs 23:14.
All hearts and minds clear. All lies should have their part in the lake of fire.
I'm going to give me some personalized tags with Proverbs 23:14.
It's my religious right.
All right, people. I'm signing off.
All right.
Okay.
Actually,
All right, journeymen and journeywomen.
All right. Well, I don't think we had the woman on here tonight.
I was just saying, okay, journeyman. She's probably listening.
No, why'd you both say binary, non-binary?
You talking about zeros and ones?
Well, now there's negative ones, negative twos. I don't know. It's too much.
Journeyman.
Yeah, that's another topic altogether. But we won't go there. All hearts and minds clear.
I would only type when you do them topics. I would only type.
Yeah, but you have
to and anonymous.
You have to worry about me doing
that.
It
won't come up as Tito.
Yeah, it'd be Dave Chappelle.
It'd be a pseudonym.
It'd be Dave Chappelle.
Right. Oh yeah, I'd be David Chappelle.
Then you and Paula can talk, and y'all be yeah. It won't matter.
Then you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, it'd be free for all.
Dog.
All right, people.
Hey, and Renee, don't come on here next week high either. All right.
I am sober.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
This
keeps in.
Right, let me stop picking. Go ahead and sign off.
All
right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right. Click. Okay. Change profile. This wrong. Oh, I like that one. Where's the soul picture? Come on, huh? Oh, oh, here we go. Hey, journeymen and journeywomen, this is Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Do appreciate you for coming out and watching, either on the live or the replay. It's much appreciated. If you haven't heard anything else from tonight, how about you help me help you so we can help others? What I mean is by when you give me a thumbs up and click subscribe and comment and share. But what you do is you help me by making a better tomorrow. Today, you really do. You help me by making better tomorrow today. And also, if you look up to your left and your right, I have two playlists, one purpose driven and one on emotions. I have many more videos that you can actually look in on your own behalf and enjoy. So, with that being said, peace and blessings. And this is Hero's Journey with Dr. D. And we are out.